Gentlemen, 2 nights ago I had dinner by myself at the Lord Nelson pub in Soy 6. I needed some quiet time on my own to think and reflect on things. I took a booth at the window so I could see the goings on outside. As I ate my meal, I watched on as the women and the ladyboys did what they could to attract male customers. It's June, the depth of low season in Pattaya. Times are tough for the bar girls at the moment. Competition is fierce. There are many more working girls than foreigners. Making any money at the moment is very difficult. I've been helping some of my regulars out with a bit more money and even giving some handouts. I don't like seeing my friends suffer in this kind of desperation. Whilst it was fun watching some of the more aggressive antics and goings on of the bar girls, I actually witnessed something really beautiful. An older gentleman who must have been in his late 70s or maybe even his 80s walked slowly by. I didn't see his face clearly, but the pace of his walk and his body shape indicated clearly that he was in his latter years. He was very well dressed, with a shirt and slacks, which is rare here. As he walked slowly by, I watched on closely and observed the looks on the bar girls' faces and their body language that indicated they thought he was perhaps a little bit too old. Then he walked up to a young bar girl. This Thai woman smiled warmly at him, took him by the hand and walked him inside the bar, out of the view of the street and everyone else. I thought to myself, where else in the world can an older gentleman be met with such warmth by such a young, beautiful woman? Yes, she is a bar girl, and yes, he is a customer, but just imagine what his lot must be back in the Western world. Isolated, lonely, health and age-related issues. Maybe he had a wife who passed away. Maybe he was married to her for a long time, and now finds himself battling crushing loneliness and isolation. Maybe he has grown kids who don't bother with him anymore. I don't know his exact situation, but I can make pretty good assumptions, and what I do know is it was beautiful seeing how that young Thai woman treated him. While she was dressed in a sexy outfit, it wasn't a sexy look that she gave him. It was more the look a kind-hearted young nurse might give to an older patient that she's caring for. Maybe what I witnessed was akin to the Florence Nightingale effect. The Florence Nightingale effect is where a caregiver develops romantic feelings, sexual feelings, or both for their patient, even if very little communication or contact takes place outside of basic care. Feelings may fade once the patient is no longer in need of care. This man looked in need of care. The next day, the moment came back to me strongly, not just in my mind, but in my heart as well. It was at that moment I realized deeply that my colleagues back in Farangland were really wrong about Pattaya. This place is not a pig's trough. Few of the men in Pattaya are pigs at a trough. What's happening with the interactions us Western men are having with the bar girls is healing. A deep, perhaps even a spiritual kind of healing. The majority of our time is spent talking with the girls, getting to know them, treating them decently and with kindness and respect. The type of kindness that would get us well and truly rejected and stomped on by many Western women back home, I might add. That builds back up a man's self-esteem, which is held down in the Western world. If only my work colleagues could have been here to see that beautiful young bar girl's actions towards that older gentleman, to see that act of kindness from her whilst her sisters ignored him. Yes, of course, there was a potential financial reward to the interaction, but compared that to the interaction a man of his age would be having with, quote-unquote, age-appropriate Western women back home, there is no comparison. Older Western women simply cannot compete with the young Thai women. Just imagine the lifetime of baggage an older Western woman has in comparison to the young Thai woman. Would it be possible for an older Western woman to show that type of kindness and to help an older man heal? I didn't see him leave the bar. He was still inside after I finished my meal, and I left to meet my ladyboy friend in a bar a few doors down. I did think to myself, I hope that he found the care he needed. What I would like to say to my work colleagues, my friends, to you, my subscribers, to my family, and to the world at large is this: look closer. The brilliant film American Beauty had that as its tagline. Look closer. It's only by looking closer that we can see what's really going on in life, that there is much more going on underneath than surface level appearances may at first suggest. Inside the beautiful home with the well manicured lawn, many people are not living happily. Maybe this older gentleman went through a divorce, just like Lester Burnham was. Maybe all of his friends he grew up with had died already. Maybe he was one of the last of his group that is still alive. Whatever his situation, that young bar girl's kindness gave me hope for the future, for one day I will be this gentleman's age, and perhaps I too will be in his situation. Look closer, gentlemen.